Hey guys, Elvin Ninja 7 here. It's been a while. It's been about 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. I think YouTube says a month. But I'm your resident Mistweaver. I'm sorry I've been on a hiatus. I kinda got married, but don't tell anyone. We're not telling friends and family yet. Um, yeah, so I got married. We bought a house. That's why this room is new. This is my office, so that's why there's let's see, a table and a box back there. But I wanted to make a really quick video. Hopefully it's quick, but there's a lot of exciting stuff coming with 10.0 on the horizon. I personally am trying to get cutting edge as fast as possible. My guild is on the jailer right now, so I wish us the best of luck. But like I said, 10.0 is coming soon, and it's actually a really exciting time for us monks because this is the first time that monks are gonna have a talent tree. A lot of the classic classes like warriors, druids, all them, they've had a talent tree before, but like this redditor. Let's see if I can pull it up. Can y'all see that? Yes, y'all can. Sam was whatever. He pointed out that for monks, this is our first time getting a talent tree, and that's because we're relatively new. But anyways, but I just wanted to point out a couple of things that I think would be on my wish list for 10.0, specifically as a Mistweaver monk. I'll probably make one for, well, I can't really do Druid as my other healer because they've already gotten their talent tree announced. But I'll be basing this a lot on the talent tree for Druids. But like I said, this is our first time having one, so it's kind of hard to base it all the way on that because they were able to pull some old talents from when they did talent trees in the past for the druids, and it's exciting to have those back. But for monks, we don't have that reserve of talents that we aren't using currently that we have in the past. So let me go ahead and get into it. First off, the first thing that I would wish for 10.0 is a damage buff. Yeah. You guys play Mistweaver 2, hopefully. Y'all know what it's like in 9.5, 9.0, the whole tier. It's just been awful. Our raid damage, our single target damage is okay. It is technically the strongest when you're focusing healing of all the healers, but like shamans can out damage a single target if they really wanted to in raid, but they don't. But our healing passive damage is the strongest in raid, but it's still not to the point where it needs to be nerfed, obviously, but it's just not to the point where it's good enough in Mythic Plus even. When healers are supposed to be damaging, our damage doesn't go higher than it does when we're supposed to be healing. So I would definitely wish for some single target buffs, as well as mainly AoE buffs. I feel like that should go without being said. Spinning crane kick just does not cut it. I don't know if there should be a new AoE ability. Like Chi Wave, Chi Burst, those abilities are just lackluster. They just don't do it for me. They don't do enough damage. We get laughed at, and I think it's time for us to, our first big talent tree tier, to just be good. I really want us to be good, and honestly, it would help my channel a lot. But anyways, okay, so let's go ahead and get into some of the talent critiques that I have, just some things that I've kind of thought of that I hope they do or don't do with the talent tree. And the first thing is I'm gonna go ahead and have the druid one pulled up, just for reference. But I really hope that they don't clump or like spread out the CC options too much. As of now in 9.0 or 9, I guess, we have Ring of Peace, which is great. I want to keep that, either make it for all monks or put it on the tree somewhere easily accessible. And we have Leg Sweep, which is great, and we have Paralysis, and those are kind of the only viable options. Song of Chi is just it's a PvP talent, let's be real. But I really hope that they don't spread those out too much, or that they don't put them all in the same tree. I don't want to lose CC coming into this patch. I think we're at a great spot. So I don't think we need, although I would love an interrupt, I think we've been able to manage without it. But maybe putting the monk interrupt somewhere on the tree, just like they did for Druid. They kind of gave them their interrupt. That would be insane. That would be very good. It makes sense. We can kick, but we can't throat chop. Come on now. But yeah, I don't want to see. I don't want to have to go down one line just to get all of our CC that they take away from us back. And for those of you that don't know, they kind of take away some of your abilities so that they can put them on the tree. So like, who knows, Essence Font might not be on there. We'll get into that later. But I really hope they do a good job of spacing out our CC options without making us have to, you know, stretch an arm and a limb to get all of them back. I think this one's gonna be the biggest one, just because, I mean, it's kind of necessary at this point, but it's our identity. I really hope that they keep some form of fist weaving, and seeing as how they've done the Druid line, especially the rest of the Druid one, it looks like they will. Just because, think about it. I mean, fist weaving isn't just rising. What is it called? I should know this. I mean, but like, having Rising Mist alone is not fist weaving. Like, we need more than just Rising Mist, because before Ancient Teachings of the Monastery was a thing, people ran the Essence Font talent. They ran Upwelling, and it's strong too. Like, don't get me wrong, but we need the fist weaving, just because it's kind of our identity. It's the most fun way to play, and it's what draws anyone who wants to be a Mistweaver into Mistweaving. No one, except for a couple of you in the comments, which don't come at me, really, no one really wants to play a full-on ranged Mistweaver. I know I've made some videos about it, and it was fun to do every now and then, but it's honestly not fun. I'd rather play a Resto Druid if I'm going to be a ranged hot character. But we need to keep Mistweaving, and I really think with how they've put Convoke on the Druid tree, and some other of their legendaries from Shadowlands they've put on their talent tree. I really think they're going to put Ancient Teachings on the talent tree, and I think they should. They definitely should. And honestly, I don't think it should be near the bottom. I think it should be somewhere in the middle of the tree. Just make it to where we don't have to sacrifice things to get it. It should be as close to baseline as you can get without being baseline, if that makes sense. Yeah, we have to keep fist weaving it. It's Mistweaver's identity at this point. Another thing that I would love to see on the talent tree is if there's a way to get Chi-Ji and Yu'lon at the same time. I think that'd be so sick. Maybe you can't have both of them out. Like, if you summon one while the other one's out, it'll dispel the other one. But I think it would be really cool to be able to, you know, once Chi-Ji's gone, you whip out Yu'lon, or once Yu'lon's gone, you go back into melee. Like, to really have this like weaving identity, I think that'd be really sweet. And I think it would be a lot of fun. It'd be a lot to keep up with, but I think we can manage. We're all pretty smart, at least from my comment section. Another big thing coming into this tier, backing off of the talent tree, is our mana cost. Like, the mana is insane as a Mistweaver. And yeah, we have Mana Tea, we have some mana options. It's just not enough. I mean, this Mana Tea can cover like half of a full Yu'lon. You know, you get 6 Enveloping Mist, hopefully 8, but you can't fit 8 in that time. Plus the cost of Yu'lon itself, it's just so much mana. I mean, look at this mana. Enveloping Mist costing 1400 mana is still like probably where we want it to be, but the fact that we have to use Mana Tea to get that is kind of ridiculous, if you ask me. I mean, the mana costs are just nuts. Every single spell is just like high. And we take a lot of actions compared to some of the other healers, like, you know, shamans. They don't really use mana. They don't have mana problems at all. Paladins did for a bit, but I think they're good on mana. Priests, they probably also need some mana reductions, but just us especially, we are the mana dumping spec, and I think that needs to change, especially if they're going to keep refreshing Jadewind on the talent tree. Make it free, honestly. Make it cost no mana. We use it as much as we use Blackout Kick at this point. So yeah, mana cost reduction is huge. Another thing I would like to see is to make the talent tree fun, which I know is very simple. So let me just say, removing boring talents. So if you look at this talent tree, I can just look at this, and I only use a couple of these. There are so many that I would never use unless maybe I'm like a casual RP based player, or PvE, I get, or PvP. I just don't know. Some of these are so boring, and some of them are good, but they're just boring. They don't add anything to the playstyle. They don't add any fun to the character, and I think that's what the talent tree should do, especially as a talent tree, as opposed to just this talent list. I mean, Refreshing Jade Wind, it sure adds something to your rotation. It's fun, I guess, but Rising Mist is pretty fun. Upwelling is actually pretty fun, but just like, actually Focus Thunder is fun. Okay, I take those, that line is good, but like Healing Elixir, I mean, honestly, Manatee is not fun. Life Cycles is really boring. Chi Portato, oh my god. Chi Torpedo is very fun. Chi Wave's boring. Mist Wrap's boring. Like, a lot of these things are really boring. Serpent Jade Statue's fun, but like, and I guess Chi-Chi's fun, but there's just so much dead weight here. Like, what? Why can't we? Why did all these talents make it through Shadowlands? I mean, like, other than PvP players, who used Song of Chi? Who used Healing Elixir? Like, I don't know. Anyways, I really hope that they do that. You know, just inject some fun into our class. We have, look at the Druid talent tree. There are so many more options, and you can just really branch out. So I really hope they come up with, since they're going to actually be creating new talents for us as opposed to like bringing back some of these old ones for Druid. I really hope that they come up with some fun ones as opposed to just necessary ones. But I also hope that they're necessary, because we have a lot of issues, and I hope they all get fixed. I've talked a lot about the talents, and you know, we don't know anything yet. We're all still anxiously waiting, really hoping that things are good. But let me end off on these last two. Okay, this PvP talent is sick. It's overpowered, don't get me wrong, in PvP. It basically, whenever you cast Revival for 2 seconds, you just don't take magical damage. It's so good. It's like Revival. If you're facing a Fire Mage, you just, right once they pop Combust, you take like one Pyroblast, and then you hit Revival. You're immune for 2 seconds. You can catch everyone back up, and then by the time they do enough damage, you're fully healed. So I would think that would be such a sick talent as like a bottom row talent, and it really add something that we've been missing, which is a big damage mitigation. Even though this is busted, I mean, making us completely immune. Maybe if it was just 50%, I don't know, just something like that. That would be sick. I've already talked in one of my past videos about things that Mistweavers need, and adding like a global stagger would be sweet. Just some big ability that is damage mitigation would be nice, and it would be, yeah, it would be different from our identity of just being an HPS healer, but sometimes that's nice. Sometimes it's, this is the time to change healers' identities, try something new. Maybe we deserve it since we've gone without it for so long. And then finally, I want to end off on something that might be a little controversial, but let me take you to Mad Skills. I'm sure almost every one of you has heard of him. He's a YouTuber who we look a lot alike. Anyways, he did this video, Elemental Shaman, so not healing or healer, but he healed as Elemental Shaman. And it got me thinking, how could we heal as either Brewmaster or Windwalker? Why would we want to do that? You're probably asking. We would want to do that because we would do a lot more damage. Just think about bringing 4 DPS specs into a key as opposed to 3 plus a healer. Sometimes that's what it feels like with the Resto Shaman, but it would be super insane. But it just can't be done as a monk. Windwalkers cannot fully heal a group in a key. Even at plus 15, I've tried it. It's just not doable. But what would make it doable is if they added Essence Font to our talent tree. Let me show you what I mean. See how Wild Growth is on the Druid? This is just the Druid talent tree. So as a Resto Druid, you can get it. Maybe I'm wrong on this, but there are some abilities like this, like Star Surge. I know you can get this as a Resto Druid. So let me just finish this thought. But you can get Wild Growth as a Bear. You can get it as a Boomkin, just like you kind of can now through their little affinity system. But just imagine you're playing Windwalker and you come to the Monk tree and Essence Font is an option. You're probably like, well, Essence Font's just not enough to fully heal a group along with Vivify. I mean, they don't have an infinite resource. They have their little chi system. How would that fully be able to heal a whole group in a key? Well, we're coming out of Shadowlands. We're gonna keep wearing our our legendaries until they get overshadowed by new higher level gear. Just like when Shadowlands first came out, everyone was still wearing their Heart of Azeroth for those stats until it just became a little obsolete. People are still going to be wearing their Shadowlands gear, their legendaries. And I had a thought, Death Knights and Warriors, they still, with like 280 item level trinket options, they still go for like the mythic and even the heroic Sylvanas trinket, Old Warrior Soul. They're still using last tier's trinket. If Essence Font were to be on the Windwalker tree, on the Brewmaster tree, we would be able to come into keys as a Windwalker, select Essence Font, and bring our Ancient Teachings of the Monastery legendary, and it would be so sick. I mean, just imagine you're doing a key basically as a Fistweaver, but you have access to, instead of Yulon or Chi-Ji, you have access to Zwin, who does so much damage. You have your Storm, Earth, and Fire clones to do insane Spinning Crane Kick damage. Spinning Crane Kick does basically twice as much damage as a Windwalker as it does for us Mistweavers. It would just be insane. Yeah, we wouldn't get the reset chances from Blackout Kick, but how it works for Windwalkers is we would get a second taken off for every Blackout Kick. Yeah, they wouldn't stack up, so Ancient Teachings would definitely feel different, but just imagine how sick that would be. And that is my ultimate wish. That is what I would love to see in 10.0. I doubt that any of these things are going to come in. Maybe the damage buff, keeping Fistweaving might come in, and maybe, no, I doubt they'll reduce mana cost because they haven't yet. I don't know what to expect, but hopefully some of you have some cool ideas, and I really want to hear them down in the comments. I hope to make more videos leading up to 10.0 about the talent system, and especially once stuff comes out, I'll do a lot of theory crafting, trying to find different builds. I don't want us to get stuck in one path like we were for Shadowlands. I really want to dissect it and see if we can come up with some cool playstyles. But I'll need your help. Let me know down below what you would like to see. I have a couple videos filmed or recorded that I have not released yet. I'm kind of debating. I'll go ahead and let you know. One of them was just a little fun talking video. What if we put just a Mistweaver in a MOBA? What would their kit look like? And then another one was trying out the Fatal Touch legendary, the Touch of Death legendary, along with Night Fade, just trying to really pump our damage and see how much damage we can do. But let me know if you want to see either of those. But yeah, comment down below, hit like if you like the video, and smash subscribe. I know that's like a cliche thing to say, but it's one click of a button for you, but it helps me out like so much more than you can understand, unless you're a YouTuber yourself. My numbers have kind of dipped since I took my little break, but hey, I was getting married, so as a marriage gift, hit subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully it's soon. Hopefully I come up with some good ideas, and hopefully Blizzard gets on it and gets 10.0 out for us in the right way. So I'll see you in the next one. Take care.